can I craft? Give me a few of these. I'll need them. Okay, there's a couple we can go to. Let's just go do this quest. I had a dream that you created a Jeopardy game. Sadly, Raptor came in first and you looked like an actual raptor. First of all, that's hilarious. Second of all, I would come in first, not Raptor. If we were to play Jeopardy.
Everyone needs a splash of color.
That is that's kind of hilarious, honestly. We had to go to the top of the sun's climb to Lake Shrine and Shrine of Kings. Interesting indeed. I would, especially if it's memory-based. Let's not go too far about this. My memory is only bad when it comes to, like, remembering what I, like, remembering things about my past. Like, what I did in my past life or my past days. Like, I don't remember that stuff. But I am, when it comes to facts and stuff, I'm not trying to, like, brag or anything. I'm not saying I'm, like, the king of knowledge or something like that. But I know a decent amount of knowledge. It would have to depend on what the topic of Jeopardy was. Well, I know Jeopardy has different topics, like, you know the 100, the 500. I know how Jeopardy works. I played it before. Believe it or not. But yeah. It would depend on what the categories were. But, you know. My memory is only bad when it comes to, like, you know, things that I personally did, which is ironic, considering that it's about myself. Like, remembering what I did, like busy work. Or, like, what I ate. Sometimes I forget what I ate for breakfast. Like, today, I don't even remember what I ate for breakfast. My memory is only bad in that kind of department. I'm not gonna say my memory is great everywhere else, but it's definitely not bad in other departments. Wait, I'm gonna go save just in case. I came in 4th? How dare you disrespect me like that, Shinku? Your dream disrespected me, and I will... I don't like that dream anymore. It's not hilarious. I'm kidding, obviously. I'm in the mood to kill you. Don't ask me why, I just am. I got 4th place in Jeopardy, and I have to let my anger out on something. There we go, vengeance fulfilled. I think it's great. You know what I think is great, Raptor? I think playing Overclocked and discovering that it's not a good game is also going to be good. Can't wait to play Overclocked and find things that are wrong with it. That's going to be amazing. Which, obviously, I can't know that until I play it, but I can't wait to play Overclocked and start grilling on it, which it's apparently your favorite game of all time, so... That'll be a joyous occasion. I need healing. Something is trying to catch me. Oh, hi, guys. What are you? You're a sawtooth. I need you. You're gonna help me. Okay, I need some fire. I did not mean to jump. My mistake. I'm actually gonna try to be stealthy, which is not very Nova-esque of me.
I'll do what I have to.
Hey, loser, get roped. Oh, that wasn't the capacity thing. Rattlers aren't rope slings. Come on, dude. There we go. I should work on doing more ropes. I only do one rope and I think it's satisfying, but I gotta do more. They can break free so quick. Aha, indeed, Eloy. I almost forgot your name for a second, which shouldn't be possible because you're like one of the best protagonists in a video game. You only have like Velvet and Lenneth to compete with as strong female leads. Or Mila, depending if you count Mila as a female lead from Zillia. Alright, well. Hey, stop. Sawtooth is beating me up. Oh dear. Alright, forget trying to get the tanks. I just... He's burning. He's burning. He's burning. Oh dear. Move. Move. Don't die. Nice. I'm amazing at this game. Oh dear. You need to... Oh dear, I'm out of that. Don't die. Don't die. Probably just saved, but who wants to die? There we go, got my sawtooth.
What was this?
Nice, got that done. We'll go report that later. I don't want to, like, break immersion here. Can't wait for you to eat your words and write me a 5-page letter on the subject. I could say you're right. However, it's got a lot of competition if it's going to beat Grandia. It's not going to be my favorite game. I doubt that. Like, there's no way. Arctolad 2 is like... I'm playing Arctolad 2 right now, and I'm like... Yeah, Arctolad 2 has, like, a decent chance at beating out Grandia, but it's not going to. Nothing's going to beat out Grandia, so it's not going to be my favorite game, but it could be a good game. We'll see. That depends on the game itself. And I'm not going to judge it if it has, like, 1 or 2 bad sections. If it has multiple of them that pile up, and it depends on my overall enjoyment. But we'll see when I play it. It's got a lot of competition if it's going to beat my top 3. It's not going to. There's no way. I highly doubt it. Hop could be my favorite SMT game, I guess. Depending. Possibly. What that's going to come down to is beating the characters and story of SMT5, which honestly is really easy to do. So, if the story's pretty interesting and the characters are interesting, then it could be my favorite SMT game. What'd you miss? Oh, yeah, we were having a Jeopardy contest. Raptor thinks he has a better memory than me, but I refuse to believe that. Which, as we mentioned, being bad with memory in one section does not say, hey, you have a bad memory.
Need them soon enough.
Female character Persona 3 protagonist is pretty poggers. I haven't played Portable, but I highly doubt a female protagonist could be a good... She could be hot, you know? She could be a waifu. But I highly doubt she could be a good protagonist if she's silent. I don't have anything against silent protagonists, but they can't really be compelling characters if they're silent. They have to do a lot with them to make them feel good as characters. She could be good, but, doubt she's, But yeah, Persona 3 protagonist is, could be good. I have seen her, but, you know. She can't really compete with people who have actual characters. IMO. She could be a waifu. She could still be a waifu, which she probably will be when I eventually play Persona 3 Portable. I can remember my first stream, you got the wrong one. Congratulations, Raptor, you picked something that's completely biased of yourself. Just because I can't remember your first stream here does not confirm that... Yeah, that means you remember your first stream here, but that's about yourself. Of course you remember that. That's like saying, hey, I remember the very first game I streamed. Even better, I remember the very first game I did on my YouTube channel. That's like saying that. Also, remembering the month I streamed, that's like saying I remember the first thing I streamed or the first thing I recorded to YouTube. So, you know. I can balance that out by talking about my first things and stuff. What game are we talking about again? I mean, we're talking about a lot of stuff. Suikoden can be Grandia. I can call at least one of Suikoden. I can recall that. Wait, what? What does this mean? Suikoden can be Grandia. I can call at let one of the Suikoden will be really high on your list. Oh, you can. You're saying one of them will be high on my list. Look, I'm not trying to like damper on other games. I'm just saying that Grandia has a really special place in my heart, and it's a fun game, and I enjoy it. It's just gonna take a lot to beat it. I'm not trying to put other games down. I literally just admitted that Arc the Lad 2 is decently close, and that's saying a lot because I love Grandia. So I'm not trying to be like, hey, this game sucks because it's not Grandia. I'll give the game a fair shake, but beating Grandia as my personal best is gonna be hard and difficult. Oh, SMT, we were talking about Overclocked. I was saying, oh, I remember what you're saying. I was saying that Overclocked could be my favorite SMT game because all it has to do is it has to beat out the story and characters of SMT5, which SMT5 had none. Didn't really have a good enough character roster or a story. The lore was interesting, but the actual story itself didn't work. And if the gameplay is not if the gameplay is like at least moderately fun, it could beat out SMT5 as my favorite SMT game. I don't dislike Nocturne, but SMT5 beats out Nocturne, despite me liking Nocturne's premise a little bit more. I think I talked about this, but I like SMT Nocturne's, like, I don't know. The choice thing matters a lot more in Nocturne than it does in SMT5. The very ending of SMT5 was very, very lackluster. And in Nocturne, it was like, again, Nocturne's characters weren't that great, but Nocturne's characters, at least, they just, I don't know. They were a little more symbolic, and they represented the reasons they had. So, you know. I'm just saying. Nocturne, while Nocturne had its problems, I think Nocturne did the whole reason thing and choice thing better than SMT5. While SMT5 was along the same vein, SMT5 didn't do enough to make me care about the characters, and it didn't do enough to make me care about the quote-unquote reason equivalents that I was choosing with. Like, even though I didn't care for Chiyaka Hikawa, is that his name? I always forget his name. Hikawa Chiyaka, I said. And, Isamu. But, even though I didn't care about those characters, I still was really invested in what their characters represented and the reasons. I did not feel that with SMT5. It didn't do enough with the characters.
Not his private shrine.
If after you play Overclocked you say the characters are worse than 5, I'll lose all faith in your opinions. Characters would really have to suck to be worse than SMT5. I'm gonna say it right now, I haven't played Overclocked. So I can't really like say much about it, but characters would have to be really, really like lackluster, even more than 5. Like, it's gonna take a lot to be worse than what 5 did. Like, 5's characters were really lacking. The only characters that had at least a little bit of potential were probably Yakumo and Nua. While they weren't great, if I had to choose characters that were like, yeah, they had potential, but I would choose them. I would choose Yakumo and Nua. Just them two. Maybe Aogami. But, even then, they're not great characters. They're just characters I would choose to be like, yeah, they had the most potential, I felt, but they didn't really, you know, it would be my quote-unquote favorites, although they're not really high on my list. I'm never gonna remember anything about those characters.
You won't get in there. That dried-up old prune in a robe sees to that.
I can be persuasive. But what does an Oseram want with a Karja shrine anyway?
It reminds me of someone. Gone 2 years now. But what does a girl like you know of loss?
Try me.
I had a lover. Worked on monuments to their bastard king. Then he gave them a show in their sun ring for good measure. The Karja gave me back his broken bones, but what use are they? They won't build again. They won't make me smile.
And seeing a statue of the Mad Sun King will?
I need to see his work again. The marks his hands carved. The set of the metals they hammered. That's the soul of him. But that shriveled up old priest won't let me near it.
I'll see what I can do.
I'm on it. Alright, that's done. Let's go to the other ones. Oh, never mind. Talk to the Sun Priest? What?
Oseram slaves built that thing. We deserve to have a look.
Hi, Sun Priest.
It may have been
Priest,
meant
am
for
I
that,
okay?
Sun King, but turn away, child. The abiding Jahaman wishes to be alone in his retreat.
If you want to be alone, go someplace else. Others want to pray here.
Defile it, you mean? Yet another debasement of what was once pure. Truly, our tribe has lost the light. Our king is false, our temple is corrupt, and our soldiers weak. The sun hastens across the sky for shame.
I thought Avad taking the throne was the sun's will.
The boy dishonored his father, dishonored us all. To kill his sun king. What shadow, what twilight time he brought upon us.
And how many more would the Mad Sun King have killed if Avad hadn't stopped him?
The sun called for blood. There was no choice but to obey.
You called the temple corrupt, but aren't you one of its priests?
They call themselves sun priests, but they have no authority. Youths and sycophants all. Yet those who gave their whole lives to the sun's service are shamed and ignored.
So that's what this is. A tantrum? A cry for attention?
You know nothing of our rights, and yet you dare to insult me.
Why do you think your army is weak? Because you're not at war with everyone?
A Karja throne relying on forged dirt mercenaries? Preposterous! The so-called liberation was nothing but a purge. Our most blessed warriors, chased out of the city, exiled to Sunfall and the Forbidden West. Our tribe is torn. The ones who walked in light now go by shadow.
And yet everyone but you seems happy they're gone. I'm done arguing with you. Stay or go, but I won't allow you to keep others away.
I am here by the will of the sun.
Oh, hey, it's another important choice. You're a coward?
You believe in the old regime, but not enough to die for it or be exiled. That's some conviction.
Heathen. My conviction blazes like the noonday light.
Then stop me from bringing in the Oseram.
I cannot.
I thought so.
There'll be a reckoning.
You'll back away from it.
The longer we stay here,
Alright then. Do we need to do all of these little quests? Kind of a lot. Dude, I forgot this is a side quest. It feels like... I thought the Sun King was relevant to the main story, or maybe this is tying in. Maybe I should have done the Sun King thing before this, but oh well, too late now.
He gave them the best work he'd ever do. And look at it now.
They defaced it because they hated what it stood for.
They defaced a thing slaves like him lived and died for. Slaves they've already forgotten. Short-sighted bastards, the lot. If they thought their son set off this bridge, they'd jump after it. I thank you for honoring my wish.
I hope you can find peace.
I wouldn't know what to do with it, any more than the Karja do.